everybody, how you doing? Mike here down in the RC corner and going a bit of a change of a pace, a change of direction in the channel, something different. As you may know or not know, I was into club racing scene and now I had kids and now I'm home and keep my interest into the hobby. I started this channel up here on YouTube and through the time I've been dabbling in bashing and recreation and got into drones and planes and things like that. And some people are sending me stuff to review, but this one here I've been planning to do for a while. There's a lot of guys I subscribe to are driving the scale rigs or driving the tracks as summits, and I've always had my eye on something, and finally something came around. Now I bought this from Banggood just recently. Early in September they had their 10th anniversary sale, and this checked in at about $150 free ship, and I had to jump all over it. It was a special sale, and I ended up getting, this is called on the website the HG P406. Now, the HG P401 and 402 have been out for a while. This is kind of a continuation in the series. These are more detailed scale trucks. It goes by here as the chase wind on the box, and of course you get a lipo in it. It does a whole bunch of things. This car is more capable of things than when it comes stock. Here it says it has four-wheel steering. Now, that may be possible, but this is not set up for four-wheel steering out of the box. It's four-wheel drive, hard body scale truck. Now, Banggood is currently has two models. They have the 406 and the 405, and the 406 is this model. It comes in red and white. And there's also a hardtop one, if I can swing the box around, that has LED lights. Now what they don't offer is one that looks totally cool, the Toyota Land Cruiser. So that blue with the white top there. And there is another model yet I don't think is on the box. They only show the three models here down here. Of course, it's ready to run. It's got a radio. So guys, I'm super pumped about this RC. I'm going to take it out of the box. We'll come right back and I'll show you what's all inside. So sit tight. Okay guys, I got this all out of the box, and it was very well packaged. It was all cardboard inside and all tie wrapped down and all foam fitted, form fitted, and everything. So this thing wasn't going anywhere, wasn't going to get damaged. As you can see, this is a pretty darn big RC for a 10 scale. So let's just break it down quick what we got. So we got a little baggie here. We got some clips for preloading the shocks. Get a big manual here. It's just a couple colors, blue and gray. Not quite monochrome, but anyways, black and white. But we got some stuff in here, and it tells you how it works and how the radio works, and tons of blow-ups in case you want to pull this apart, upgrade it, have to fix something. It's all right here, all the part numbers. So very detailed manual, as you can see here. It's English and Chinese. Also, another cool thing you can do with this RC is that you can add on a back part of it and make this six-wheel drive. So you'd have one front wheel and two back wheels, almost kind of like a rig. Really cool. So, cool scale truck. So I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to show you what's this bag here. So you got some tie wraps, Allen key, you got a servo horn. That's for changing speeds on this. You can put it in a high speed or low speed setting. Comes with different size pinions depending on if you want more torque or more speed. It's got some Allen wrenches, more body clips, really cool. There's a set screw, grub screw. Looks like even extra wheel nut in there, which is really cool, and a tiny small cross wrench. So yeah, it's plenty of gearing options for sure. And let me see if I can read these pinions, if they got markings on them. They don't have markings on them. Some pinions have the tooth count engraved into them or formed into them, but not those ones. So I'll have to read up on the manual on that stuff. Radio, pretty good. Foam wheel, feels pretty good in the hand. There's the high-low switch for changing the gearing. There's your steering trim over here. This is the on-off switch. Of course, the hood comes up here. Some switching for steering and throttle. Really not much going on up here other than in the power LED lights. Nothing special about the back. It says 2.4 gigahertz. They kind of make it look like it's got screws and things here keeping it all together, but it's just the plastic molding the way it goes. So definitely not the most quality radio you'll ever get, but far from cheap. Feels pretty good, and it'll work good for this RC. We'll look inside. The ESC receiver is a combo inside of this thing. And lastly, 4 AA's. And now we'll get down to the main event, the nitty gritty here, the truck itself, as I put things away. And very impressive RC, shiny red here. So, you know, the Jeep setup. I'm just going to tip it over a bit this way so you can have a look inside. You have the seats. They actually move around a little bit, and they're kind of a little bit soft, softer plastic. You got a steering wheel. It's got the blinker, the windshield wiper levers on the steering column. You got a bit of a detailed dash, even kind of like a radio in there. You got the sticks for high and low, and for drive, neutral, park, reverse. It even has looks like a parking brake, so it's really detailed. And I know lots of people tend to put like some action figures in there, and they would totally fit in here, no problem. You even got a little bit of room in the footwell to put them down in there. So real detailed inside. The wipers are detailed; they're like rubberized. It's a plastic windshield. Rubbery side view mirrors and stuff. Really cool. Also, they have stickers on here. I've taken them off, but the doors open up so you can do that. You have your foot stand there to hop in. Just, you know, really cool detail. I'll flip it around here. You can see, yeah, it's got door handles and antenna for the radio. Really neat. One thing I think they kind of chinched on a bit is spare wheel. Now you look at that and you say, man, compared to this wheel, that's really small. So, my buddy on another channel, Dutch RC, he commented on the wheels. Now, if you're going for the scale approach, these are not really for scale wheels. They are good quality wheels. They're nice and spongy, grippy. There's foams in there. I would call these monster truck wheels, something you may find on a Stampede or something like that. I think they look great. I think they're going to work well. But maybe the diehard guys that have been scale rigging and doing all that kind of trail driving, they may not really like this for the realism, but it doesn't bother me. This is my start into it. I like what I got. I don't have really any options other than short course tires or monster truck tires. So I think I'm going to ride with those for now. One thing you see on some of the box pictures, the box art, they show the LEDs. Now they do have the pockets to put the LEDs. You got the headlights, you got some parking lights, you got the tail lights, you got a third brake light here. Some of them have a light bar on top. So those things you're going to have to do manually and do that extra on top if you really want to, you know, go all the way out on this thing, which is cool, and a lot of guys do. A lot of guys settle on one model and they pimp it right out, and that's totally cool. I'm definitely going to be upgrading this as I go, but I'm going to do it slowly. But I got one upgrade off the top, and we'll get to that in the running video. But one thing I like to do, I think, is swap out the servo right away. I've heard some other people say the servo's a little weak, and I have some strong servos already. The body clips on here. You got 2 clips over here, And there's 2 clips in the back underneath, and you pull them out. And let me do that right now. Hopefully they come out pretty easy. And it did. And we'll take this hard shell off. So there it is. And we'll turn it over. You can see how it looks from the underside. Looks pretty cool. So this is a metal bar, and that sits in these holders here into those body posts. So pretty cool. Really cool. And of course, you can always probably order the other bodies off Banggood, or maybe even some other websites if you want to change the look, and maybe that Toyota Land Cruiser model comes out. Pretty cool. So I'll put that aside, and we can just kind of have a look here at the nitty-gritty components inside which power this thing. So I'll just pop this out. Comes with a 1500 milliamp hour 2-cell LiPo 15C. It's hard case. It's probably a very small battery inside with a lot of filler, so you can definitely upgrade the battery. One thing I'm not too hot on is the old Tamiya connector, the Molex connectors, whatever you call it. I might end up swapping that out and put some Deans on that, or something different. I'm going to spin this around because I just want to show you guys the gearing here. So over here, of course, we got the brushed 540 motor, and it's turning this spur gear, which powers the center diff, going out underneath into the solid axles. Pretty standard stuff. Pretty cool. And here's the high-low switch. You can mount more servos in here to do bigger, better gearing. I might be doing a whole separate video series on all that kind of stuff. Over here is your ESC and receiver combo. You can see the small antenna right here, and there's the wire that goes to the servo. The servo sits vertically down. Actually, that's the on-off switch wire there. There's the servo wire they've tucked around this way. Of course, brush motor, only 2 motor leads. So right here in the front is the on-off switch. It's tucked in right underneath the front bumper of the truck, so you reach in and turn it on and off. So it's got an easy on-off switch. That's what the steering rack looks like from the front. Definitely has a lot of flex and give there. We'll take a look from underneath, and pretty much standard stuff that comes in the SCX-10, as I am told and as I'm read. The drive shafts, kind of like that Traxxas outdrive arms, they slide up and down as they articulate. I'm not 100% sure on the 4-way steering that they talk about, so I guess you would mount a servo. You could probably take this tray out, shorten the tray up, and mount the servo in here somewhere, and then you'd have to do some adjustments. Oh, it doesn't even have those C-hubs in the back, so I'm not sure what the 4-wheel steering is all about. If you guys know what's going on with the truck, you can leave it in the notes and comments, and I appreciate any input about that. But it says it on the box, and I'm a little curious about it, but looks like it'd take an overhaul. Lastly, just want to talk about the shocks. The shocks are stiff as a board. The springs. Look at these. This thing is like no shock whatsoever. So probably going to have to change out the springs. I don't even know why you'd even add more preloads in here to stiffen the shocks. These are super stiff. I don't know if I'm going to have to swap out the shocks, or softer springs are more available. The shocks don't seem to be so bad. It's just the springs are so stiff. But anyways, that's about it. I think it looks pretty good. I think I got pretty good thing going for, $150. All this shipped to me free. I think I'm pretty good on the deal. I'm going to take my time with this thing. I'm going to have some fun with it. I know my son is going to love this. We're going to boot around and we're going to do some cool scale videos, trail videos on this channel with this thing. It's going to be great. And just another aspect to the RC hobby that I just want to get into and do the all-around thing. I like to fly. I like to race, especially. But this is something cool that I know there's a lot of people who are really into this. And I'm definitely want to see what it's all about. Maybe eventually go out with some local clubs in the scene where I'm at in the area where I live. So guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Enough of me blah blah blah. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all the subscribers for watching. Appreciate all the comments. If you're new here, thanks for watching. I hope you like what you see and you subscribe. I hope to see you guys all again on the next video. And until then, take care and peace out. All right.